Welcome to Wahoo, everybody, as we are about ready to get into Class B5 Subdistrict basketball. Boys, going to be the Warriors taking on Elkhorn Antlers tonight, and the team is going to fall short as, it is a big time of the year as we are looking towards the end of the season, trying to qualify for the next game and be able to head towards state. So, a couple of games to keep in mind for B5 as Wahoo is taking on Elkhorn. The other game going on for Class B5 would be Lincoln Pius X versus Platteview. And so that's at Platteview. Winner of that game will face off against the winner of this game Monday. And again, that is, well, we're looking at with 65 degrees outside, but there's supposed to be a snow come through on Sunday. We'll see if that has an impact and push things off till Tuesday or what happens there. But nonetheless, we have fantastic basketball coming your way tonight. The Lady Warriors, they're going to be traveling to Milford tomorrow as they continue on in Class C, being able to see if they can face off against the wall that is in Milford. So details about that. That's all coming up. Now, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of every broadcast we do right here for Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. The game sponsors for the sub-district games include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, First Bank of Nebraska, and Wahoops. All of the sponsors part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club that are a part of bringing the activities to you for free always. Plus, of course, the main purpose is to be able to give back, provide great equipment, services, and ability for the students, the athletes, and, of course, this school right here. So we want to say thank you to all of those as well. Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth, Molly Construction, and of course, all of the anchors, which include, again, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, and Wahoops. Again, a big game coming your way in just a couple of minutes. We have several angles for you. Again, we're making sure you can see the entire game from every angle like you can't see anywhere else. That's what we do right here. Another game, if you're looking at Class C, C1, we can go over to WDCNEmedia.com. Going on about the same time is the DC West Falcons as they take on Lincoln Christian. So that's another game in our range. And the Blair Bears, another team that we cover, they are traveling out to Lexington to take on Scotts Bluff tomorrow for the boys and the girls on Saturday. So again, a lot going on. It is sub-district heading into districts. And state is right around the corner. Can you believe we are in that season wrapping up all of the winter sports? And then kicking things off around the 20th of next month. So 3.5 weeks away, baseball starts. Can you believe that? So again, let's go ahead and turn things over to the stadium announcer.
This is by boys basketball sponsored by
All right, well, there we go. We are getting ready for basketball. Looks to me like for the Antlers, we have Meyer Watchell stepping up against Cody Hesser for the Warriors as the tip-off is about ready and the game is about to begin. Tip-off is won by the Antlers. Antlers go ahead and set up the play at the top of the key. Goes to the left wing, back to the top as we see Fredrickson gets it back across. And taking the three-pointer right away is Peter Howard. First 3 points go to Elkhorn. Off to the far side into the hands of Brigham. Brigham gets it back over to Kaminsky. Kaminsky into the hands of Hesser. Back out to Kaminsky. He takes the long three, and that one rims out into the hands of Elkhorn, driving down the court. Elkhorn, bounce pass, gets it across over to Griffith. Griffith hands it off to Farmer. Farmer drives in, back over, three-pointer by Howard. That one rims out into the hands of Hesser for the Warriors. They send it forward. And taking a three, Hesser takes it all the way down and is able to get it to drop in right away. Tied at 3, 6:48 left of the first quarter. Elkhorn gets to the far side, driving across, going to the near side. Another three shot, and that one rims out. Rebound by Kaminsky. He sends it forward, gets it in the hand of Glock. He takes a three and drops it in. Warriors now, or it takes a two. It's a two-pointer. Glock now 5-3. Another three-point shot, and that one rims out. Rebound by Griffith. He sends it back out, gets it out into the hand of Farmer for the Antlers. Farmer drives in the lane, sends it across. Three-point on the far side, and that one rims out. Rebound. Gets in and sends forward, but loses control of it. Into the hands of Elkhorn Antlers. Antlers taking it down the court. Goes to the left wing. Gets the screen to the top of the key. Chases down the ball. Howard gets it over. Back to Howard. Howard gets to the near side to Farmer. Farmer gets it over to Watchell. And now in the hands of Fredrickson. Good defense. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. It's up and good from the far side by Griffith. And with that, we see a first foul called, and that goes against the Warriors. Antlers with a 6-5 lead, 5:15 left of the first quarter. Inbound gets in the hands of Howard. Howard taking his time getting it down the court across the timeline on the right side. Goes all the way across to the near side to Griffith. Griffith back over to Howard. Howard sends it across to three-point shot by Fredrickson. It goes out and turns it over to the Warriors. Warriors inbound to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes it down court. Gets across the timeline. Gets it to Hesser. Hesser calling a play from the right wing. All the way across to Kaminsky now. Hesser underneath. Backing up. Tries to put it up, and it's called a jump ball as that ball gets pancaked in there. Now possession arrow favors the Warriors. Again, this is the season for one team, so both teams really working hard to be able to be a part of this. So Top of the key. Over to Glock. Takes the three, and that one rims out. Rebound in the hands of Watchell for the Antlers. He gets it back over to Howard. Now driving in the lane. Turnaround is blocked. Takeaway and a breakaway. Puts it up and is able to drop it in. Seven to 6, Warriors retake the lead. On to the top of the key, back over to the left wing. Driving in the lane, getting blocked pretty good, and the takeaway. Hesser goes out, puts it in, draws the foul. The points should count there. So that is sending Cody Hesser to the free throw line with a 9-6 lead, trying to make it an old-fashioned three-pointer. .339 left of the first quarter, 9-6. And it is up, and it bounces out. Rebound by the Antlers. We end up taking it down the court, getting it in the hands of Howard. Howard goes to the right, looking for the screen, goes across the top, gets it into the hands of Fredrickson, back all the way across to the far side. Back into the hands of Fredrickson. He had to chase it down, gets it back in the hands of Howard. Howard sends it across to Farmer. Farmer driving on the right side, gets it back out, and now across to Howard, takes the three, and that one rims out. The rebound back in the hands of Schultz. Pass gets knocked out of bounds so it's out based off of the Warriors, and so the Antlers are able to inbound. 32 seconds left on the shot clock. 3:02 left of the first quarter, 9-6. Near side, Schultz sends it back out to Fredrickson. Takes the three, and that one rims out. And the rebound is back in the hands of the Warriors. Warriors on the far side, cross to the top, gets to the Brigham. Brigham sends it to Glock. Glock sends all the way across, and Hancock takes the three, and it goes out of bounds. So out of bounds off of the Antlers. Warriors with inbound, 35 seconds. They take it straight on out to the top. Brigham. Brigham drives in. And with that, Howard for the Antlers losing balance, throws it off of a Warrior out of bounds. So Antler ball. Inbound gets into the hands of Howard, who's taking it down the court. Goes across to the right corner. Right corner has Farmer. Farmer gets it in underneath. And up for two is Cheney. Warriors on the move quick. Not able to make the shot, so the Antlers with the rebound. 1 point separates the two. Warriors ahead 9-8. Minute 55 left. On to the far side. Farmer puts the jumper up, and it ends up going out of bounds off of the attempted rebound by Cheney. So that gets into the hands now of the Warriors. So Glock with the inbound to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes it down court, gets across the timeline, goes to the right wing. Hancock gets it over to again, that's Brigham. Brigham gets it in to Hesser, drives, puts it up, not able to get it to drop in. Rebound in the hands of the Antlers, who take it down the court. Go to the near side. Another three-point shot in by Logan Schultz. Kaminsky with the ball. Bounce pass to Hesser. Hesser drives the lane, sends it all the way across. Now back to Kaminsky, takes the three, it bounces out, and the rebound back in the hands of the Antlers. Driving in, sends it back out. Farmer gets it all the way across, and the three-point by Griffith is in. 14-9, 40 seconds left of the first quarter. On the far side, Hancock gets it to Hesser on the left wing. He gets it underneath to Kaminsky, who puts it up for two. 24 seconds left. Shot clock is turned off for the quarter. Antlers taking their time to get it across the timeline. Trying to set it up to make it the last shot of the quarter. On the near side, Howard. He gets the screen, sends it across to Farmer. Farmer drives in. Jumper is up and short, goes out of bounds with 2 seconds left. Everybody moves back, so we know that it's going to be a quick shot and not able, and beat the buzzer. Hesser was able to drop it in. A deep three ties it up at the buzzer, 14-14. That is quarter number one. We knew it's going to be a good game, and we are going to be able to deliver. I want to say again, thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Warrior Booster Club, that continue to bring you all of the activities, support the athletes, the students, and the school. Game sponsors include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, and Wahoops. Additional sponsors that are impacting the student life and student activities right here. We want to say thank you to Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Milders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shot Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, what an exciting way to start. And now we have the Antlers with the inbound. They take it down the court and go to the far side. Go all the way across to the left wing. A pass chased down and picked up. Almost back court call on that one. Howard now with the ball gets it forward to Cheney. Cheney with the jumper, able to put it up for two. Kaminsky taking it down the court for the Warriors. Goes to the near corner. Gets it back out to Kelly. Kelly crossed to Brigham. Brigham now gets it underneath, and Glock takes the jumper, but not able to get it to drop in. The rebound by the Antlers. Antlers take it across. Go to the left wing with Fredrickson. Back across the top. And now in the hands of Howard. Howard on the right corner. Back across, three-point shot by Griffith. That one rims out. Kelly for the Warriors takes the rebound. Sends it forward. Gets it in the hands of Brigham. Now with Kelly has the ball as he's on the left wing. Back to Brigham. Brigham drives in the lane. Kaminsky, three-point from the near side, able to drop that in. Elkhorn now takes it down the court. Farmer goes across the top of the key, gets it fed underneath to Cheney. Not able to put it up. Rebound, not able to go in. Does draw the foul. So that's the first team foul for the Warriors. First personal foul for Kip Brigham. So that is sending Austin Cheney to the free throw line. The first attempt, too hard, comes off the back of the rim. Warriors with a 17-16 lead. 6:18 left in the first half. Second attempt is up, and that one rims out into the hands in and out of the hands of the Warriors, back into the hands of, now the Warriors get the rebound off of that. A lot moving going on. Kelly gets it across to the left wing, back to the top. Hesser, he looked as a three, drives in, looking for help, but puts the jumper up. It's short, comes back out, and goes out of bounds off of the Antlers. They say that the last one to touch it was Austin Cheney. So that puts the Warriors with the inbound. Kaminsky to inbound. Bounce pass gets it into Brigham. Brigham on the left wing. Gets across to Kelly at the top. Now Kaminsky on the right wing. Bounce pass underneath to Hesser. Hesser at the free throw line. Back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky at the top of the key gets the screen. Drives in the lane. Puts a jumper up and is able to drop it in. Inbound for the Antlers. They take it down the court. Go to the near side. Farmer goes across the top of the key. He drives in, looking for help, gives it back out. Back to Farmer at the top, and he comes across over past Kozak into the hands of Griffith. Griffith tries to bounce it underneath, and we should see a jump ball there. So jump ball, Warriors possession. 19-16, Warriors with the lead. The inbound gets into the hands of Kaminsky. He takes it down the court. He goes to the near side. Hesser on the right wing. Back to the top. Brigham. Now Kelly on the left wing. All the way across to Glock. Glock step back, looked at the three, but gets it back over to Brigham. Now Kaminsky back to Brigham on the right wing. He goes to the free throw line, up the lane. The jumper's up, and that one rims out. Rebound by the Antlers. They take it down the court, get across the timeline. Go to the near side. Farmer gets it over to Fredrickson, back across to Farmer on the right wing. Farmer bounce pass underneath to Watchell. Watchell on the right corner. He drives in the lane, looking for help. Gets it back in, and that gets in the hands of Kozak. Kozak in the lane, looking to turn around, sends it back out. Breakaway there by Kelly, who does the dunk. 21-16. And that's why we have multiple cameras, folks, so we can chase those things down. And the pass, Fredrickson passes out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. 21-16, Warriors with the lead. Winner plays Monday, depending upon snow, obviously. Inbound gets in the hands of Kaminsky, takes it down the court. Kaminsky looking to set up the play, gets across to Glock. Glock gets it to Brigham on the left wing. Now to Kelly, steps into the left wing, back to Glock. Glock gets the screen as he drives forward. Kaminsky takes the three from the left corner and drains it. 24-16. Warriors now with an 8-point lead. And with that, I've kind of wondered when that was going to happen. Elkhorn takes their timeout as they get across the timeline. 3:23 left of the half. Warriors 24, Antlers 16. Let's go ahead and again say thank you to the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, bringing you all of the activities right here, and always free, and of course being able to help support the athletes, the students, and Wahoo Public Schools. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Wood Smith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth, Molly Construction. We knew it was going to be a big game because nobody wants their season to end. The Antlers will be inbounding, coming out of the timeout. 3:23 left of the half. 24-16. Big battle going on between the Warriors and the Antlers. Inbound gets into the hands of Howard. Howard takes it across the timeline. Holds on to it to the left wing. Gets it in the hands of Farmer. Farmer drives the lane. He puts it up. It's short. And it goes and into the hands of Brigham, who drives down the court. Puts it up. And it's in for two. A long pass forward for the Antlers, taking the shot, just not able to get a hold of it. So, out of bounds, turnover to the Warriors. 26-16, 10-point lead for the Warriors. Inbound to the Kaminsky, takes him down the court. He's taking his time. 2:50 left. Goes to the right wing into Hesser's hands. Hesser drives the lane, looking for help. Gets it back over to Brigham. Brigham at the free throw line. Back to Kaminsky. Takes the three from the top of the key and drains it. 29-16. Warriors taking control of this game. At least so far this half. Gets in the hands of Griffith. Griffith brings it over to Schultz. Schultz sends it to Howard. Howard back to Farmer. Farmer driving in the lane. Turn around, looking for help. Loses control of it. And the Warriors send it forward. Get it over to Kaminsky. Kaminsky on the right wing. Now to Brigham. Brigham back to Glock at the top of the key. Glock drives in, but sends it back to Hesser. He looked at the three. It drives it back out against Kaminsky. Takes the three and drains it again. Antlers not having an answer for Kaminsky's threes right now. 32-16. 16-point lead for the Warriors. Farmer has it for the Antlers. Bounce pass underneath. Hesser with the call, the kicking call, so stays with Elkhorn. Minute 28 left of the first half. Bounce pass in underneath the Farmer, who's able to put it up for two. 32-18. Warriors with the lead. Class B Subdistrict finals going, or actually not finals. This is just happening, or the finals will be Monday. Kaminsky with another three, and that one bounces out. Rebound by the Antlers. Gets it in the hands of Howard, who takes it down the court. Howard at the top, calling a play. To Farmer on the left wing. Farmer sends it back to the top of the key with Schultz. Schultz gets it underneath to Cheney, who is able to drop it in. 32-20, 36 seconds left. .25 seconds, so there's about 5 seconds less on the shot clock than on the regular clock. Brigham just setting up the play and looking to make the last shot for the Warriors. Hands it off to Kaminsky. Kaminsky, with 5 seconds left of the shot clock, has to chase it down. Goes, drives in, puts up the three, and it bounces out. And the long at the buzzer, off the mark. First half goes to the Warriors, 32-20. As the teams head out to the locker rooms, we know there are going to be some adjustments to be made. We'll be listening to the Wahoo Warrior Band here for a little bit as well. But again, before we turn it over to them, let's go ahead and say thank you so very much again to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Warrior Athletic Booster Club. They've been doing such a great job. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retired Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. So they're bringing out the dance team and the cheer team who just completed in competitions. So state champions for cheer and dance right there. So again, congratulations. Just shows that all in all, the Warriors are well-rounded everywhere they go. It looks like the Sapphires will be entertaining us here during halftime. Now, just to let you know, I unfortunately will talk once in a while during their music because this is a YouTube channel after all, and we have to be careful on copyright issues. But here is the Sapphire dance team for the Warriors. Again, we have the Wahoo Sapphires performing at halftime. Just taking a moment to interrupt the music for copyright issues on YouTube. Thank you for your understanding. Again, state finalist champions, the Sapphire Dance team, right here in Wahoo. Halftime, Warriors over the Elkhorn Antlers 32-20 as we are in Class B sub-districts for boys. Again, this is B5. The other game going on tonight is Lincoln Pius X versus Platteview. Winner of these two teams scheduled to face off on Monday. Now, there is some snow possible. So we'll see if that impacts the play.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
So these players, these individuals were students that at halftimes in home games were given the opportunities to win a chance at some scholarships by actually They had to do a layup, a free throw, and a three-pointer to qualify within 30 seconds. So again, congratulations. A great opportunity right there. Scholarships. Again, always great to see such fantastic support of the students, the school, the athletes right here in Wahoo. Again, right now we have the Wahoo Warriors taking on Elkhorn Antlers. The Warriors lead at halftime, 32-20. We'll see if we can find some information about Lincoln Pius, the 10th versus Platteview. Now, as I was saying earlier, the winner of both of these games are scheduled to play Monday. We'll see, as there is a chance of snow coming up Sunday. If that impacts, that may push to Tuesday. We'll keep everybody informed on all of that as we continue on. But in the meantime, we again want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. We're going to take a little break ourselves and let the boys warm up and get ready for second half action right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Love hearing from the Wahoo Pep Band. It's going to be a crowded night here Monday night if everything goes the way they are, because the Warriors, not only do they have the potential of playing basketball here again, they also have a band concert and a whole bunch of things going on. So again, it is that season. A lot of things happening right here. Antlers with the inbound. They get it into the hands of Farmer, who takes it across the court. Goes to the top of the key, back off to the right into Howard's hands. Howard's on the right corner key, back out to the top to Fredrickson. And the whistle is blown. There is a foul that is called against the Warriors, and that is the first personal foul going against Glock. Inbound goes all the way back to the timeline for the Antlers. Gets it in the hands of... Okay, so that was an interesting call because, as we see, there was An antler over the back of for the rebound. Goes out of bounds, but they call it going out off of the Warriors. But the Antlers make up for it right there as they get it in the hands of Watchell, who ends up losing control out of bounds. Kaminsky driving down the timeline. Drives in, puts it up, not able to get it to drop in. Rebound by the Antlers. They send it forward, get it in the hands of Howard on the top, the right-hand key, or right wing. Goes all the way across the top. Farmer on the left wing, bounced Howard on the right. Now back in the hands of Griffith. Griffith sends it back out to Watchell. Watchell now gets in the hands of Fredrickson. Back to Farmer, back to Watchell. Watchell drives in, tries to put it up, gets his own rebound, puts it up again. It bounces out, and it is taken away by the Warriors. Gets it in the hands of Kaminsky. Kaminsky gets it across to Glock. Glock back out to Hesser. Hesser on the left wing. Drives back to Glock. Glock takes the three and drains it. Antlers taking it down court. It's Howard taking it down court for the Antlers. Taking his time. Top of the key for Watchell. Watchell, Farmer takes the three. It bounces out. Hesser takes the ball for the Warriors. Gets it across. Steps back. He takes the three. Drains it. And with that, quickly, the Antlers take a timeout. 38-20. It's a short timeout. We'll listen to the pep band here for one moment. With that, coming out of the short break, Antlers with the ball. Farmer inbounds to Howard. Howard taking a little bit slower pace to get it across the timeline. Sends it into the near side. Farmer on the near corner, all the way across. Howard on the left wing. He drives in the lane, puts it across, and then his pass, just really aggressive, sends it into the crowd. Kip Brigham with the inbound, gets it into Kaminsky's hands for the Warriors. Kaminsky taking it down the court. Comes across from Kelly to Glock on the left wing. Glock back out to Brigham. Brigham to Kaminsky. Kaminsky back to Brigham on the left wing. Hesser at the top of the key with the ball. He just takes the three and drains it. Antlers now with the ball as they take it down the court. Go to the far side. Farmer, he drives. Jumper, just the two-pointer is good. Warriors inbound, getting into Kaminsky. He goes down the right side. Hesser on the right wing. He drives across to the top of the key. Now back into Brigham, back to Hesser. Hesser still at the top of the key. He drives. Picks it up, gets it over to Glock, takes the three and drains it from the left corner. 44-22. Warriors with the lead. Goes across to the near side. Farmer drives in. And he looks for help and it's called as a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Warriors. (44-22), 4:21 left of the third quarter. Kaminsky taking it down the court for the Warriors. At the top of the key, sends it to Hesser on the right wing. Back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky back to Hesser. He takes the three. It's short and in the hands of the Antlers. Takes it down the court. Goes on to the far side. Farmer, he bounce passes forward to Kubicek. Kubicek comes across back to Farmer at the top of the key. Back into the hands of Cheney, who goes in, puts it up, draws the foul. So that's the second team foul for Elkhorn, or for Warriors. First personal foul going against Cody Hesser. Austin Cheney, first attempt, rims out. 3:42 left of the third quarter, 44-22. Warriors with a 22-point lead. Second attempt is up, and that one is good. 44-23. Hesser inbounds to Kaminsky, who takes it down the court. Goes to the far side. Hesser back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky back to Hesser. Hesser, he drives across Kaminsky. Looked at the three, but back to Hesser. Hesser gets it in underneath. Back to Kaminsky. Takes the three from the left wing and drains it. Antlers inbound to Farmer to take it down the court. He's on the left wing. Goes to the top of the key. Passes it across to Kubicek. Kubicek gets it in underneath to Cheney. Cheney goes back out. Ball is knocked out of bounds, and looks like Hesser is the one that said that it went off of him. So it stays with the Antlers. 3:01 left of the quarter. 18 seconds on the shot clock. 47-23. Bounce pass underneath to Farmer on the left wing. He drives in, gets it back out. Looking at Fredrickson, gets it back across to Farmer at the top of the key. Farmer sends it across to Schultz. Schultz drives in, sends it across, gets it in the hands of Kubicek. He takes the three. Rebound is in the hands of the Warriors. Kaminsky gets it into Hesser. Hesser to Glock. Glock back to Hesser at the top of the key. Kaminsky at the right wing takes the three. It bounces out. And Glock with a rebound. It goes up again. Third time. Ends up a rebound into the hands of the Antlers. And with that, that's another penalty called against the Warriors. Oh, wait. Nope, that's the first penalty called against the Antlers. And with that, the timeout is called. Let's see how long that timeout is. It's a full timeout. So again, let's go ahead and say thank you again to all of our sponsors. Part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club of Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Supporting the students, the athletes, and Wahoo Public Schools. JEO, Wahoo State Bank. First Bank of Nebraska. Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops. Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders. Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo. Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates. Saunders County Chiropractic. Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway. Home Services Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett. Hardy Acres. Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger. Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Steph, Molly Construction. 47-23, Warriors with the lead. Winner of this game will be playing on Monday potentially. Warriors with the inbound, get into Glock. Glock sets up the play at the top of the key. Gets a screen from Glock. Hesser back over to Glock. Glock to Hesser. Hesser at the free throw line. He takes the jumper and drops it in for two. Antlers now get it down the court. Go to the far side. Underneath to Cheney. Cheney puts the jumper up. It bounces out into the hand of Brigham. for the Warriors. Brigham takes it all the way down the court, sends it across to Hancock. Hancock gets that three-pointer. Shot is up and good for the Antlers. 52-26. Kaminsky receives the inbound for the Warriors. Gets it just across the timeline. Looking for the Hesser. Hesser has it, gets it down to Glock, takes the three and drains it. Antlers get it back to Howard, takes it down the court. Onto the right wing. Now he drives in the lane and loses control. Goes off of the foot of Hesser out of bounds and stays with the Antlers. 46.2 seconds left of the third quarter. 55-26. Three-point shot in the hands of Fredrickson for the Antlers. Kaminsky takes it across, gets it in the hands of Kelly. Kelly sends it across, and the jumper is up into the rebound, is taken away by the Warriors, but goes out of bounds, and so it stays with the Antlers. Stepping out to inbound is, I believe that's Schultz. Yep, Schultz gets it to Howard. Howard takes it across the timeline. And with that, we have a penalty called. That's the third team foul, first personal foul that goes against Chase Kaminsky. Howard gets it back across the timeline. Top of the key, comes to the right side. Fredrickson gets it back to Howard. Howard puts it up and draws the foul. So that's the fourth team foul for the Warriors. And that foul is going to be called the second personal foul against Jace Kaminsky. That is sending Peter Howard to the free throw line for 2 attempts. First attempt is up, and that one rims out. .7 seconds left of the quarter. Second attempt is good. And he has one more shot as it was from the three-point line. So next one is up, and that one is good. Hesser with the ball, sends it across to Glock, and just too high of a throw. That completes 3. And we see the Warriors leading the way as they have 55-31 over the Elkhorn Antlers. Let's go ahead again as we get ready for the fourth quarter action to start. Say thank you to all the sponsors: JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sue Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. As we get into the fourth quarter, 8 minutes till the end of this game. Antlers with the inbound in the hands of Howard. Howard gets it across the key. Sends it to the far side, back to the top of the key in the hands of Fredrickson. Fredrickson gets it in underneath, and I believe in the play is Watchell. Watchell back out to Howard. He takes a jumper, and it is rebounded by the Warriors, by Brigham. Brigham takes it and hands it across to Kaminsky. Kaminsky back to Brigham on the right corner. Now back in the hands of Kelly at the top of the key. Hesser now at underneath. Back out to Kaminsky. Kaminsky to Glock. Glock to Brigham. Hands off to Kaminsky. Kaminsky has to bounce it over to Hesser. Hesser drives in the lane. We have 4 seconds left of the shot clock, and it bounces out. Howard now with the ball for the Antlers. Takes it down the court. Goes to the near side. Three-point shot from the near side by Fredrickson. Is able to put it in. 55-34, 6:53 left of the game. Glock with a three, and that one's off the mark, and rebound into the hands and goes out of bounds. It was tipped out by the Warriors. Farmer stepping out to inbound, gets it in the hands of Howard. Howard going to the top of the key, drives in the lane, sends it across. Three-point attempt. Collision on the far side, not called on anything. Howard now with the ball for the Antlers. Goes across. And we have an elbow. So that is the first team foul for the fourth quarter against the Warriors. Second personal foul being called against Kip Brigham. Howard inbounds, gets it into the hands of Fredrickson. Fredrickson back to Howard. Howard on the right wing picks up the ball to Farmer. Farmer, top of the key, back to Howard. Howard driving in the lane. He puts it up and drops it in for two. Coming down the court, goes to the near side to Glock. Glock back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky over to Kelly. He looked at the three, but hands it off to Kaminsky. Drives in the lane, looking for help. Gets it across to Hesser. Hesser drives in, puts a jumper up, and that one's off the mark. And battle for the rebound into the hands of Farmer. Farmer gets it over to Harrell. Looking for a traveling call, but nothing doing there. Howard drives and puts it up, puts the layup up, good for two. 57-38. And with that, we are in a timeout. So we'll go ahead and take a break, and it's a full timeout. So enjoy the melodious sounds of the Wahoo Pep Band right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Class B5 Subdistrict basketball going on right now. Warriors get the inbound. It's into the hands of Hesser. Hesser, as he tries to get it back to Kaminsky, gets knocked out of bounds off the Antlers. 5:08 left of the game, 57-38. 19 points separates the two teams. Inbound to Brigham. Brigham takes it across the timeline to Glock on the near wing. Underneath to Hesser. Hesser back out to Kaminsky. Kaminsky to Glock. Glock underneath to Brigham. Brigham with the turn on the jumper is up too hard. Rebound is in the hands of Howard for the Antlers. Comes back across, goes into the near side. Fredrickson drives in, comes back out, gets it across to Kozak. Kozak underneath the Farmer. Farmer back to Kozak. Now back in the hands of Fredrickson. Fredrickson to Howard at the top of the key. Howard gets the screen, sends it across. Kozak underneath and out of bounds as it was passed across. So turnover to the Warriors. Hesser inbounds to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes it down the court. Sends it forward. Gets it in the hands. Bounce on underneath. Glock tries to put it up. Not able to drop it in. Taken away by the Antlers. Farmer takes it down the court. Goes to the far side. Three-point shot off the mark. Hesser with the Warriors with the rebound. Gets it to Kaminsky. Kaminsky to Kelly. Kelly on the left wing. He drives in the lane. Back out to Kaminsky. Takes a three. That one rims out. And rebound by Howard for the Antlers. Sends it across the near side to Fredrickson. And going in underneath is Cheney. He puts it up, not able to get it to drop, but does draw the foul. That's the second team foul. And second personal foul going against Cody Hesser. At the free throw line, Austin Cheney taking two. First attempt is good. (57-39), 3:35 left. Second attempt, and that one's too hard. Rebound gets taken away by the Warriors in the hands of Hesser. Hesser gets it over to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes it down the court. Goes to the top of the key. Hancock back to Glock. Glock on the left wing. Hesser at the top of the key. Hesser drives in the lane, looking for help. Gets it back out to Glock, who takes the three. It bounces, but rebound by Brigham. Sends it back out to Kaminsky. And with that, we see the Warriors take a timeout. 3:05 left of the game, 57-39. Warriors with the lead. Winner of this game gets to play Monday potentially against Lincoln Pius or Platteview, that is being played right now as well. As always, we want to say thank you to the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club and the sponsors bringing all these games to you free. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shed Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Warriors with the inbound. Send it to the backcourt. Kaminsky goes and gets it, brings it back. He's at the top of the key. Looking to set up the play, gets it into Hesser on the right wing. Hesser sends it back out to Brigham to Kaminsky at the top. Kaminsky to Hancock. Hancock dribbles across the top of the key, sends it over to Glock. Glock to Brigham. Brigham in the right corner. Back over to Hesser. He takes the three. It's short. Rebound by the Antlers. Antlers send it forward. And into the hands, and that was Bunyer, who ended up, the pass got kicked out of bounds, so stays with the Antlers. Antlers send it out to Farmer at the top of the key. Farmer going to the left, then drives in the lane. He sends it across, and a three-pointer, and drained by Trenton Bunyer. For Bonjour. Hesser now with the ball. Goes to Kaminsky. Kaminsky looking for the screen to the top of the key. Now back to Hesser on the left wing. 9 seconds on the shot clock, minute 52. Hesser drives up, puts the layup, nice finesse. 59-42. Antlers with the ball, take it down the court. Goes to the right wing. Farmer drives in, sends it back over, puts it up by Griffith. It bounces out, but the rebound is in the hands of Muir. And then three-pointer dropped in by Schultz. Inbound goes to Brigham. Brigham takes it down the court. Brigham now to Kaminsky. Kaminsky at the top of the key, and he draws the foul. Now Elkhorn has plenty of time and foul because that's their first foul, team foul. Minute 13, 59-45. 14 points separates the two teams. Kelly with the inbound. Sends it back, and another foul was contact right there, and that's going to go against Griffith for the Antlers. Kelly for the Warriors steps to do the inbound. Gets it into the hands of Hesser, and he is instantly fouled. So that foul is going to be called against Austin Cheney. Third team foul, and now Glock gets the inbound and basically just kind of pushing it down. That's the fourth team foul, minute 8. So the next foul is going to be free throws in the hands of Glock. Glock sends it forward, gets it across. Hesser now, and Hesser gets fouled, and that is going to go against Griffith. That is Griffith's third personal foul and the fifth team foul. So that is sending Cody Hesser to the free throw line for 2 attempts with 59.8 seconds left. First attempt is up and good. Second attempt, and that one's off the mark, but Kelly gets it, sends it back out to Kaminsky. Kaminsky to Hesser. Hesser, he gets fouled again. So Hesser back to the free throw line. We're able to take 3 seconds off the clock on that one. So now 54 seconds left, so actually took 5 seconds off the clock. Hesser with the free throw, and the first one is good. 61-45. Second attempt up, and that one rims out. Antlers take it down, get it in the hands of Farmer. Farmer sets it up. Drives in the lane, sends it to the near side. Blocked. Kaminsky. He takes it, sends it to Hesser. 33 seconds left. At this point in time, looks like we're just going to see, for the most part, just being able to kill the time, not doing any more fouls. 13 seconds, 12 seconds on the shot clock, 16 seconds left on the regular clock. Hesser drives, loses the ball, control of it, goes into the hands of Farmer. Farmer drives up and puts it up for 2, and then that is the game. Wahoo 61, Elkhorn 47. Good. We knew it was going to be a good game, but now Warriors, they're going to be moving forward. The next scheduled game is on Monday. Now, obviously, we don't know 100% what the winter storm's going to look like, and we'll see what happens there. And we'll find out here in a little bit if they play Lincoln Pius X or Platteview. But it will be here nonetheless, because Wahoo is the #1 seed of District B5. So we'll go ahead and be able to bring that up. We'll have everything set up for you on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Again, say thank you so very much to all the sponsors. part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon to Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Ambassador Services Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shuttle Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Everybody have a great rest of your